Alright, so I'm going to be working on this Goths Against White Supremacy design. Let me know if there needs to be more light. I will be changing the camera angle momentarily. I just need a second. Gotta pop that chat out. Why would I say that? Okay, so we got this, we got that, and I have a bunch of shit everywhere. I just painted my nail. Well, I didn't just. It's been like 3 hours. But this Orly polish that I have, Buried Treasure, takes it's just a fucking glacial pace that it dries at. Even with an Insta-Dry top coat, what the fuck ever, it's just such a pain in my ass. Definitely at that point in my life where I don't have time to let my nails dry. I thought I was gonna go to bed like 4 hours ago, but no, none of that for me. Why are you stuck on things? Please enjoy my review of my messy studio. I forgot that everything's backwards. Okay. And then I guess that's fine. Let's see, what does this say? Why? Really wish that I could, see anything. Okay, hold on. I also forgot to share this to Facebook. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Hi, one person that's watching me. Please comment and talk to me. What was I doing? Where's the linky poo? Ew. Oh, it's glitter. Ooh, glitter and grease. That's nasty. Oh, I've completely forgot. There we go. This thing. Copy. And then we paste. I didn't stream very often until recently, so everything's kind of, it takes me a while to get everything started up, so I apologize for that. Oh my god, the lips are drying out. But a motherfucker has chapstick. Also, I'm gonna swear a lot in this live stream. If that's something that offends you, please click away. Sharing it on the page or not. Yay! Oh, sweet relief. I gotta say, I don't really know why I ever share anything on Facebook, because all of my Facebook people are not particularly interested in my YouTube videos, which is fun. Okay. Going to, if I make that smacking noise one more time, going in the sin bin. Just gonna throw myself the fuck away. Alright, that's gonna have to be it for gross. Got this chat window. Feel free to chat at me. People can't actually see what you're saying, so that's good and bad. And also, please, the one person that's watching me, let me know if you need more light. I do have a light that I can use. This is what I have so far. If you can see that. The pencil is very faint right now. And unfortunately, I didn't come up with the Against font myself. I am oh crap, that's going to be interesting to try to figure out. And I don't really need it anymore. I just need to fine tune the shapes. Why? What is this? What is everything? Okay, anyway, gonna get to work. Or get comfortable. So, got my squishy eraser here. Can't see. Oh, one more person's watching me. Hi, one more person. Feel free to chat with me. Also, like I said, let me know if there needs to be more light. I can't, my computer screen's like this, so I can't see shit, man. I can't see shit. You can't really, it's very annoying because you can't really see what I'm working on. And I really don't know how to make this setup better, so, I don't know. Just yell at me. Please yell at me in the comments and chat with me. Who's that? Hi, person, calling me pretty. I look like a potato. Call me pretty. Thank you. Let's see. Okay, what was I doing? The butt. There we go. Oh. Can you actually see what I'm working on? I just can't get this little bit right. I can't see if you guys can see this or not. I guess that's a little bit better. I really wanted to ink this tonight, but I'm also not sure that that's a good idea. I might do it anyway. Sometimes you have to make mistakes to figure out how to make it better. It's alright. It's really small. Like somebody watching me. What does that say? Alright. I'm not going to work on that anymore. I'm starting to get stressed out by it. When this, I think both of those need a little flooping. Yeah. This needs to be fixed. Okay. This is like, I don't know if you can see the difference between the two A's, but I feel like this is 100%. Wait, if I smoosh it closer, is that better? It's like the glow from my computer is messing it up. The two A's are supposed to be the same, but they're fucking different, and I feel like it's the equivalent of, I'm actually originally from Colorado, but I have been living all over the place for the past couple years. And I'm glad you like my Beat Paul reviews. I feel really bad that I haven't been doing them lately because I know a lot of people enjoy them. But I'm actually going to do a video about why I haven't been doing reviews. And it's mainly because there's this one scent there's a couple scents, but there's this one scent that I just can't, like, get to work regularly. Like, half the time it smells like Windex and grime, and the other half it smells really nice. So I'm like, how do I even deal with that? And a bunch of other things. It's never just one thing. Blurb. Oops, fucked that up. Yeah, I'm not gonna fuck with that A too much. But right now I'm currently living in Germany, so that's been an adventure. And I gotta say, Europe, not as impressive as Europeans and like people who went to Europe in the 80s would have you believe. Like there's some good stuff. Like the recycling programs are really good, and Germany at least has really embraced renewable energy. There's tons of wind farms. There's a lot of houses, even in my fairly small village, that have solar panels on them, which is kind of funny because Germany gets very little sun, especially in the winter. Ooh. But yeah, and it's actually gone so well that our power bill has changed from when we first moved here to now. So that's been really cool. And the recycling program's really good, and it's pretty enough. I don't know. I guess I'm biased because I don't really like buying into the hype of things, and also like after I saw Trier, I was like, you know, the whole Baroque thing's cute and all, but I'm not really that impressed by it, which sucks because I was super into Baroque architecture for a really long time. But now I'm like, honestly, my favorite place that I've been so far is I really liked Finland. Finland was really good. I don't know if Finland's Europe or Scandinavia. Where in, like, oh, and it was really weird because I'm originally from Colorado, and we went to the Swiss Alps, and I was like, oh my god, this looks exactly like Colorado with the humidity turned up, which was really weird. It even smelled the same, and I was like, what the fuck? I guess alpine forests have the same scent. It was really pretty because there's a lot of like ancient fucking mining cabins that people have preserved and live in, and they're just like these they look so old and so decrepit, but people are just like, yeah, we just live in these, and that was pretty fun. And I went to France, and that was really overrated. I went to Chamonix, and I was like, yeah, this is pretty good, and the food was good. And, I mean, of course, the, oh, Jesus. It's not Mont Blanc, is it? It might be Mont Blanc. The big mountain that's in Chamonix was pretty impressive. But I got scabies from the hotel room, or what my doctor said was scabies. She wasn't my regular doctor, and I think she may have confused my, hyperkeratosis for like gross scabies rash, but I was really itchy for a really long time, and it was very frustrating. And we got a really shitty hotel room, and yeah, I was not into France. And we haven't gone to Paris because I don't like cities, and I feel like that really has tempered my enjoyment of being here in Europe because I don't like cities. But yeah, it's got its good stuff. It's got its, you know, like regular ass country stuff that people are like, oh, well, in Europe, and I'm like, no, that's actually not at all how it is. What fucking Europe do you live in? And it's my favorite thing now that I've been here for a long time is when I see ignorant ass comments like, I live here and it's like this, and I'm like, no, because I live here too and you're wrong. But that's probably, I'm just being cranky because I've been in one place too long. Europe's probably great. But I went back to the States recently, and I don't know, it was fine. I mean, like, fucking, when people are like, whoa, the white supremacy thing, and I'm like, well, you do know that, like, fucking 17 people died in a similar sort of situation in Poland. So, I don't know, guys. I don't know, but you should pay attention to all of it. Also, I have to put on a lidocaine patch, and I'm really amazed by it because the ones that I used to have were like goop and then some fabric, and it was like this thick and massive. So we'll see how this works, because it just looks like a weird piece of plastic, and I'm a little concerned. No, it's stuck to itself. Guess I haven't figured that out yet. Oh god. It's so much harder to put on yourself. Okay, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Do I need to take this other side off? And of course it's not sticking to my hair. Of course, of course. Come on, come on, come on, come on. It's not. That's not working. Oh well. Okay, so I need to look up that thing that I was looking at. This is not sticking at all. Try the other side, I guess. I like how this started out as a watch me draw and ended up being a rant about Europe. And watch me put on a pain patch because I'm old and decrepit. Oh man. What is happening? What mistake have I made? Do we need to like wet it or something? Where's the package? Oh, it's on the floor. It's not getting picked up. I'm gonna continue. Alright, let's see. Oh, 3 people are watching. Hello, third person. Oh, come on, man. One thing that's also pretty fun about living in a country where you don't speak the main language is you'll get like flyers and notifications for festivals and parades that are coming up, but you can't read them. And sometimes they're hidden in like the town newsletter. So instead you just wake up to like screaming and drums and you're like, oh my god, what? This... I did that 2 years ago, and it was hilarious, but also caused an anxiety attack. What is this nonsense? Do you need to, like, put water on it? I swear this is the last thing I'm gonna mess with, and then I'll get back to my work. Well, that doesn't absorb water at all. Should have read the directions. But I'm an American and directions are communists. That's a joke. Just needed to clarify that. Well, that's not fucking wasted that thing. Luckily, I think it's a standing prescription. Makes me very angry that you can't see what I'm doing. There. Yes, I can do that. I'm sorry, I've been up for a while. It's very late, and I'm very tired. But I got away from the nails to dry because I spent 45 minutes doing them. Okay, so don't like this G. To open that thing up again. Do. Excuse me. Another thing that I also really like about Germany is it has like normal ass seasons instead of going like in Colorado it goes from burning hot to freezing cold in the space of September is generally really hot. November, I guess there's November and it's like snowing, and then October, November. Yeah, so it starts snowing in October. And it's like, well, alright. Okay, so the G is wrong because it needs to go in more. It's not a dramatic enough thing. And I don't know, just in case anyone is curious, this piece is inspired mostly because of the. Is that like, I don't know if you're in the States, but that's definitely a very America thing. It's just no fucking seasons ever. And I've lived in many places. Well, not many, but enough places that I'm kind of like, what the hell? So as someone who's a pagan, it's really interesting to live in a place that actually has seasons, because I'm like, well, that makes sense that like the wheel of the year turns like this, because that's actually how the seasons work here. It was a bit of a mindfuck. There we go. Oh, Canada. Yeah. It's. I've definitely heard that Canada is an adventure. It's spring and. Yeah. I hear the summer is really nice, though. I'm someone who hates the heat, so I definitely consider like a cool summer a bonus. There we go. I mean, it's weird, but I guess it still looks like a G. Yeah, I don't like the little lumpy dude, though. I think this needs to be straight down. Where's my tiny ruler? Where are you? You're not my tiny ruler. This is why you stay organized, kids. Because you can actually... Please observe this super tiny ruler. I can't even. I don't know why. Why didn't I know about teeny tiny rulers when I was young and full of, I don't know, vigor to actually do things? There we go. And I'm gonna, I don't know, does that need more curve? Yeah, I think it's okay. Oh, come on, buddy. Be cool. Just be cool, man. It's a little bit there. Okay, that's better. Oh no, I gotta fix this now. I actually considered going to college in Canada. There was a really cool Montessori. I have never fully understood if British Columbia is actually part of Canada, but the only college that I really wanted to go to was there. And I don't remember if I actually applied or not, because in my freshman year I got really, really sick, and I was like, there's no fucking way I can manage college. I'm gonna die there. And I probably wasn't wrong. But yeah, Canada looks super pretty, and I feel like even though the cold really aggravates my my pain problems, hence the pain patch, I do like it quite a bit. I love snow. I think it's so pretty. Even like the weird dirty snow that everyone's like, meh, 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 dirty snow. I'm like, that's interesting. I didn't know that. But also, I know literally 0 Canadians, which is unfortunate, because they seem to be pretty chill. This is starting to annoy me because I can't actually see this. I actually have never heard anyone call the District of Columbia DC, because there's Washington DC, so I feel like there'd be a lot of confusion. But also, I don't think I've ever talked with anyone about the District of Columbia. I also, oh yeah, I do. I had that moment where I'm like, do I even know where Columbia is? Yes, of course you do. Okay, I don't really like that. Straighten that out there. I like that more. Really wish I could get this chat on my. Oh, that's all right. I can almost see. Why is this so bad? Oh man, I saw my whatever program running in the background and I got scared. What's this? What's moving in the background? I'm scared. Okay. That is really, literally the most ornate letter in the whole thing, and I don't know if I like it. The S is kind of funny. Okay. I need to work on too, because I don't like the way that's curved. It's still bad, but it's better. Or, yeah, I think we just call it Columbia. Unless we're not talking about the same thing, which is totally possible. And also, I'm old, so, I mean, I'm 25, but if you're younger, or like in high school or whatever, then I don't actually, there's like maybe 2 or 3 high schoolers that I know exist. There's only one that I really talk to, which is my sister-in-law. And I don't know why she would be talking about the District of Columbia with anyone. Doesn't really sound like something she'd talk about. Yeah, I think I'm gonna give this a straight. edge. Yeah, that's a lot better. Maybe I'll do that to this too. It's hitting my brain right. I like that shape. Do I like it down, or do I like it up? Alright. So we have two options for the S here. Oh my god, this is so annoying. So I've got the straight one, and then I have the one that bumps up. Does anyone have an opinion on that? Like the other ones, I don't really want to fuck around with that. I'm lazy. And this is looking a bit goofy. And I've made it worse. Cool. So I'm fairly happy with this. And now I'm going to move on to inking. Yeah, I was thinking the bump up is more attractive as well. Okay, which line do I want to do? Tell me your secrets. For the initial outline, I'm going to use one of the bigger ones. I like the idea of the brush tip, but I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to take the itty bitty one on these little boopers. I don't know if you can see how absolutely freaking minuscule the tip on this thing is. It's ridiculous. These weren't mine originally. I snagged them from my partner because he was in art school, and then he was like, and so we have all these extra art supplies left over, which is fine by me. But I opened this up and literally screamed because it was so small. It's like, how is this even possible? How is this a real thing? What the fuck was that sound? Stop getting mad at me. It's really annoying because the streaming program I use is like, I guess, built for a lot of movement. Because whenever I don't move for a while, it's like, not receiving enough footage. Or you're gonna have some problems. I'm like, why though? Just be cool. Alright, that looks okay. It's just a little bit more of a point. I really wish that the YouTube chat had like a little notification sound, because obviously I'm not looking at something that makes noises. I don't know. I'll make them both different. See which one I like better. Good job. I swear. I didn't draw for such a long time because my hands were so shaky. And then I was like, oh, I'm better now and I can totally just do stuff. I was wrong. My hands are still crazy shaky. No rain. That is not correct. I do quite like that. I also... No! Okay, so I got that guy. Let's get some Q-tips. Go. And this guy. Oh no, made a mistake. Here we go. Oh jeez. It's been really nice lately. I don't know if it's my house specifically because it's so old, or if most German buildings don't have air conditioning. But it wasn't as hot as it was a couple years ago, but it gets pretty hot during the summer. And it's gotten much cooler, especially at night. And so I love having all the windows open at night. And it's the only time of day that my neighbors are relatively quiet. I mean, I'm not too mad at them because they have, I guess the kid's 2. So they have a 2-year-old. So I don't get too mad at them unless I have a migraine, and then I'm like, please close your fucking windows. Because I live kind of in the town center, so all of our houses are really fucking close together. And it's usually not a problem unless you have your windows open. So I don't always get to have my windows open, and it makes me very grumpy. Okay, so we've got the teeny tiny little tips done. I don't know if you'll be able to see it better or not. I can't see anything. Is that just completely blown out? I think I might be able to turn the brightness down on my computer and that might help. Blah, blah. No. I'm gonna like this. Okay. Okay, that's a little bit better. I can't. So those teeny tiny little lines are good. No, I still can't see. Alright, and then one of these is completely dried out. I think it's the 05. Yeah, my 05 is completely dried out, which is okay because I don't like it very much. It's not the right size. The 08 is a little bit chunky too, so I'm gonna try the 03. It's pretty small. And then I get really bored doing lines. Oh yeah, that's alright. I think I'm gonna leave the middle of these open. Oh, mistake. Of course, just as I say, yeah, I'm not gonna fill them in. Fuck it up. But if I ever upload this to any sort of reproduction platform, like Society 6, obviously I'm going to run it through Photoshop and fix it up a little. And those are the church bells. They ring whenever the fuck they want. I've lived here for like, I don't know, 3 or 4 years and I still don't totally know, because, okay, sometimes they ring right on the hour. Oh, I guess they got a new ringer. Nope. Guess that makes sense. 4 light high dings and 4 low dings. Because it is 4 o'clock in the morning. Or maybe they're just more accurate at night. Yes. I swear, there are a few things better in life than, like, getting a nice, smooth line. Oh, no. Fucked it. Oh, no, someone left me. Sometimes it's real hard not to get salty when I, like, share a link to something, or, like, something I'm doing, say, a video, and then I come to find that literally no one on Facebook would have shared the link. These people who are, like, supposed to be my friends. And I'm not one of those people that has, like, 500 fucking friends. I have maybe 100. And it's like, I carefully chose you to be one of my few friends, and you can't take the time to watch a video? Well, I see how it is. But that's only when I'm being weird and unreasonable. Most of the time I'm like, brain, no. I made the mistake of watching Rick and Morty. And it's not bad, but I don't totally get. I mean, I kind of get it. I kind of get why people are like, oh my god, Rick and Morty. Like, meh. Like, there's some moments that are like, oh, hell. But I saw this stupid thing that was like, blah, 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 wubba, wubba, dub, dub. And my brain has not stopped saying it since. I was like, I was free from that. My brain had moved on with its life. Yeah, you shouldn't have 86 million billion Facebook friends. I really don't think that that's right. But everybody lives their own life, that's true. And I know some people who do actually keep up with all those friends. And if you're like a social media account, and if you like an actually sort of like Toxic Tears can totally have 86 million friends. But also, I really don't think like on your personal page. Because I would feel so guilty if like someone posted a thing and I didn't watch it. Unfortunately, Facebook has gotten real sassy and doesn't notify me when my few friends who do stuff like live stream, even though they're literally doing it through Facebook. I'm like, cool. Good job, Facebook. Now, this is why you don't use crappy sketchbooks, kids. This sketchbook is very, very old. I've had it since, geez, maybe my sophomore year in high school, and I haven't filled it up. I was like, oh, I need to fill up this sketchbook because it's just wasting space. Now that I'm trying to fill up this sketchbook, I'm like, oh my god, why? Why though? Oh, that's creepy. Faith, yeah, like, a lot of social media, and I'm not one of those, like, tinfoil hat social media devil people, because I use it all the time. I generally think it's amazing. I have a lot of, family members. Most of my Facebook friends are family members, and it makes it a lot easier for us to keep in touch, which I'm totally cool with. You know, I'm not really one of those, like, family people, but there's a couple people in my life that I'm like, yeah, I want them to know what I'm up to and know that I love them and be able to, like, message them whenever or post things on their timeline if I was that kind of person. But yeah, that's really creepy. It's like, I haven't been on Facebook in a while. We miss you. And I'm like, oh my god, no. That's so creepy. Don't stop. None of this. I think one of the most horrifying things was that weird face changer app. I think it was called Me Too. Maybe? With the, like, really big eyes and the lips and that sort of filter thing that made your face all tiny and your eyes all big. It sent me a notification that was like, I haven't seen you in a while, master. And I was like, I know that's probably a translation mistake, but oh my god. And all my skin flew off and went and wiggled in the corner because it was so gross. Right? But I'm never gonna get the hang of this live stream thing. Fuck it. I just don't care enough. Oh god, my knee. Okay. Seriously. Or like that one really nice person that's super outgoing and like you really want to not be super annoyed by them, but you're like, oh my god, get the hell away from me. And they're like, hi, you've been friends with so-and-so for 600 years. And you're like, but it's a guy's voice. I don't know why. It's that, like, nice bro voice. And I know a lot of nice bros. But still. Okay. Did my fine liner just, oh. I thought that said 5. I'm getting tired. Why did I pick this up? Oh, yeah. Okay, we're gonna clean up these edges. Why? Oh, I'm so so mad at those lines. My other favorite thing is when notifications glitch really bad and you get like 17 notifications for the same thing. They're like, goodbye, Satan. Not today. Not today, buddy. Ugh. If someone could do me a favor and, like, I don't know if you're allowed to put links in the comments or in the messages, but if you, like, message me how to get, how to read Facebook, or, oh Jesus, YouTube live stream comments on your phone, that would be super dope, because I need to be able to do that. Especially if I'm going to do more of these draw with me's, which I actually kind of enjoy. When I'm all by myself, I get so, like, I'm super introverted, but when I'm doing stuff, I get a little more extroverted. I'm like, I'm lonely. Okay, this is the one. Go over there. I need a new one of you. Put that in my phone. No, not my phone. Did I put it back? Nope. Nope, still not the, okay. And then, what did I do this one? Oh, I'm so mad. This line's really spidery. Part of me is chastising myself for putting so much effort into something that's a sketch, but I also can't stop. It doesn't feel finished. Ew. Biscuit. Craving motherfucker. Ugh. I don't affect that anymore. Okay. And I like how that looks, but it's not dark enough. So, it's really there we go. Does it need to be filled in? Do the lines need to be thicker? I feel like they need to be a little bit thicker, because I need it to be bold. Let them know that we're not fucking having it. None of that shit. And it's really awkward because the goth subculture doesn't, like, at least my part, my little cranny of it that I inhabit, is very much not into, it doesn't fetishize super pale skin. Because it knows, like, fucking not everybody has pale skin. Not everybody needs to have pale skin. It's not... The white makeup thing is, it's supposed to be makeup, not your skin. And I think that sometimes, maybe people who are new don't know that. And so they just assume that goths have to be white and pale. And I'm like, no. And maybe just because it's fucking Tumblr, but... Back when I actually paid attention to Tumblr, I was constantly just like, what the fuck? Because people would get these things that are like, can I be goth? I am not super pale. And it's like, well, yeah, okay, no, you don't have to be pale to be goth. You are free to be goth even if you aren't super pale. And then there's other stuff that's like, I just don't think that people with dark skin can be goth. It just doesn't suit them, or it just doesn't look right. I'm like, ew! Ew! So sometimes I worry that people see stuff like that and think that maybe it's part of the subculture. I'm like, oh, none of that. And also, sometimes, I think my least favorite part of the subculture is because it attracts fucking edgelords. And some of them, like, I swear there is a fair sect of these fucking white supremacist fucks that are only thinking or believing that it's, only have that thought or belief because it's fucking edgy, and it's so embarrassing. It's like, no, none of that. It's like those same garbage cans that are like, blah blah blah, PC culture, man, everything's so PC now. And I'm like, shut the fuck up. You literally have no idea what you're talking about. That has been something that people have said for fucking, I swear, since like the 20s. People have been saying, blah blah blah, PC culture. I'm like, it's not being PC. It's being a human being in some cases. Like, you know, making fun of people for having mental illnesses. Not cool. It doesn't do anything. Completely useless. And yeah, just that's my rant about that. But I'm also considering making a Punks Against White Supremacy, and that's probably it, though. Are there other subcultures now? I don't know of other subcultures that often get so tied up in issues of race. But if I'm wrong, feel free to let me know. I'm always open to learning more about life, the universe, and everything. I made a mistake. Could just darken it. Yeah, no, this needs to be golden. I don't like it. All open like that. And it needs to be solid. Yeah. 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 Okay. Oh, geez. I love using chisel tips because they're so quick. And they're also really nice for when you're doing like calligraphy and other lettering. And I like the things that they do to lines, but also they get out of control pretty quickly. Oh, shush. My computer is mildly upset. Oh, bless your heart. Yeah, that's shitty, but, you know, YouTube. I say that, but YouTube's actually incredible. Despite its failings. Man, that was the funniest thing ever, was when people were, like, freaking out when their videos couldn't be sponsored. because they were talking about other products in them. What wasn't funny is when, oh god, I think it was things about things related to LGBTQ stuff got blacklisted because it was controversial, and I was like, girl, this ain't fucking the early 2000s no more. Gay people can get married in all fucking 50 states. You stop that. I was not amused by that. But like, fucking, that was pretty funny. When people were like, YouTube is censoring me because I was talking about other people's products, and then I wanted a different company to sponsor my ads. And I'm like, buddy, think about what you're saying. Ugh. So, I don't know if you saw, but I have decided to fill it in because I felt like it needed a lot more impact. And it's possible that I will be painting over this ink because I like paint. Where is... Oh, my black paint's downstairs. Fuck that shit. The feel when you realize that your chisel tip pen has a C on it, and your brush tip pen has a B. Look, it's only the second time that I've used these, so I can't be too mad. Also, how do people that use markers get like an even amount of coverage? Like, it's witchcraft. I'm just gonna witchcraft. Oh. Why the fuck? I'm hearing crawling noises from inside some of my tinfoil balls, which makes me sound like a crazy person, but any polymer clay artist knows that you use tinfoil for the insides of your armatures, or to help bulk out armatures. So, you know, tinfoil everywhere, all the time. One day I'll be one of those people that like fully cleans up and organizes after they finish a project. But not today. Probably not in the next 6 months. Oh jeez, oh jeez. Yes, good. No, no, no! It looks okay, but I'm mad. Oh man, I wish my cats still played. They're both kind of old, so they don't really like playing with stuff. And I feel bad because one of them's fat and the other one gets bored really easily. So she just screams at me and I'm like, there's literally nothing I can do to help you. She's also one of those cats that gets like really scared easily, so I try to play with her and she's like, no! You're an ass. Oh, for sure. Never spend any money on cat toys. You can't. It's like the law. Actually, there's this Jackson Galaxy, like, I don't remember what it's called. It's like a piece of something. It's like a wiggly mouse-shaped thing, and it's got some of that rough material or rough like rope stuff on the end, but it's on like a fairly thick wire, so it springles. And my cats loved that for a while, but then I stopped. Because they're the heads. I bet if I brought it out, they'd like it again. They really, 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 really like the laser mouse. You just point the laser and they just fucking lose their shit over that. But the batteries have been dead in that thing for a while, and I don't want to buy another one. Their other favorite thing to do is just sit there and watch it, and like they really enjoy watching it, but since I have to put a bunch of effort into like doingling the thing around, it's just fucking, it's not worth it. Which is why I really like cat TV. There's a YouTube channel called TV Binny, B-I-N-I, and that makes my one cat doesn't understand it, but my other cat fucking loves it. And I think I have a video on here somewhere of her beating the shit out of, I think it's a Nook. Yeah, beating the shit out of my Nook. There's a lot of noise coming out of that ball. I'm very concerned. Probably just a fly, but it could be a really big spider. In Germany, we have spiders that are literally like leg span and all, but this fucking big, and they're incredibly upsetting. Oh yeah, I'm definitely going to grab one of those when I have money, extra money. Actually, the stupid thing that I always forget is that in our budget, the cats get about $70, and they never ever use that. So I need to start using that extra money to pay for their toys instead of my, like, extra money. Why? I'm going to have a stroke. I'm going to have an actual stroke. Of course. I mean, that makes sense. I wouldn't... I get so mad at those, like, spam people that fucking ruin it for the rest of us. Oh, bye-bye. But yeah, I wouldn't want just anyone to be able to post links in my shit. Oh, computer, hush, you're fine. Come on, Chisel Tip. Cool. Tired of this. And brush too. My favorite thing is when you buy something for a cat and they hate it forever, or they don't notice it's there for like years. And then all of a sudden they discover it and they're like, oh my god, this is so cool! And you're like, you're an idiot. I love you so much. I have this box from IKEA. It's like one of those foldable boxes that's made of canvas and some cardboard, I guess. And it's been in my room holding my linens whenever I remember to put it in it. And it's been on the floor for just ever. And I tossed my one cat in it last night. And then I I wake up this morning and my other cat's sitting in it and her little ears are poking up over it and her eyes are just staring at me and I'm like, you're just the best. You're the most ridiculous, creepiest, best thing in the world. She's my baby. I love that cat. Alright. I really miss my cats kicking shit all over the house, though. That was my favorite thing. One of my favorite things is when they'd play cat soccer. My older kitty, who's not quite as active now, used to just toss that fucking, I think it was like a milk bottle lid, maybe? All over the place. She'd beat the shit out of that thing for hours. And I think I'm gonna try that again. Just throw milk bottle. Lid cap. Oh, but you Canadians don't have milk bottle lids, do you? Because you have bags of milk. Which honestly makes more sense. Yes, good. Or at least part of Canada has milk bags. Oh, you guys are fancy! All 3 types of milk. Canada's just spoiled for choice. That's my other favorite thing. And I've noticed that it happens a lot in South America and Mexico. South America and Mexico there's a lot of slang words that don't match up, or like pronunciations that aren't the same. So you'll have someone pronouncing something, that totally makes sense for someone like myself who learned their Spanish from Mexicans, like literally from Mexicans. And someone will be like, that's not how you pronounce that, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, girl, yeah, it is. But yeah, regional differences are fascinating. And then there's the, Spaniards who are just horrified by literally everything that they're, they're not. That's something that's interesting is, I don't know if it's the case with South Americans. It probably is, but a lot of Mexicans are, in the same gene pool as Native Americans. So, like, I guess Spanish people would be Europeans, and they're Native American Spanish-speaking counterparts. But anyway, the differences between the two, and sometimes much like, I don't know. I don't run into a lot of Americans that are uppity about Europe, but I run into a lot of Europeans that are uppity about America. I'm like, get off my dick, though. I mean, pretty soon I won't be able to say, I won't be able to call them Europeans because, Brexit. I'm still waiting for that to happen. Like, that's what you get. That's what you get for being so condescending all these fucking years. And I'm not like a hoo-ah American, and I never have been, but fuck. I get tired after a while, Get tired. And I was like, I get really sketchy about it, too, because if you pay attention to oh my god, yes, Chile is an adventure. What was I saying? I remember. Like I said, it's 4:34 in the morning, so if I lose my train of thought often, I apologize. Man, one of the worst things ever is I've learned Spanish from 3 or 4 different teachers. I had one Spanish teacher named Miss Berea, and she looked like a native, but I don't remember. And then I had a white teacher who had learned her Spanish, I'm pretty sure from Mexico, and I don't remember her name. And then I learned Spanish from the people I worked with, and I think there's this guy who is really, really sweet, and I loved him so much, and I miss him all the time. His name was Gustavo, but they called him Goose. And my white ass literally thought his name was like Goose, but it's just Gus with an accent. But anyway, I learned most of my slang from him, and I believe he was from, I want to say Oaxaca, but I think I'm also full of shit, because like, no, I don't think he was. So yeah, I learned all my slang from, it's very heavily Mexican slang. And honestly, I'm probably just showing my dumb American, and Oaxaca's not even in Mexico, but I don't know right now. I don't remember. I think I just like the word. But I learned that from him, and then I had to learn, I went to a different school, and I didn't do well enough to place in advanced Spanish, so I had to do starter Spanish again, beginner Spanish, and that teacher was, I don't remember, I don't think I knew her ethnicity. I think she was Italian though, and she had learned her Spanish from Costa Rica, so it's taken me a while to learn Spanish, and I did really bad in her class. And she was always really disappointed. She's like, I know you know these things. And I'm like, But we found out that my husband is like 40 or 45% Spanish. And we've started, we started before. We started working on learning more Spanish for when we go back to the States. And also because, I don't know, I really like Spanish. It's a fun language. And it's nice to be able to talk to people. And, like, if someone needs help, being able to understand what they're saying and help them out, that's something that was really, really nice. When I, was able to, I understand a fair amount of Spanish, but I can't speak it very well. But we started using Duolingo, and I really feel like it's helped me out a lot. Because I get to read and hear the words. And there's no, like, charts or anything. It's all just, like, speaking and repeating and translating. And that's really made a difference for me. But, yeah, that's seriously the funniest thing ever to me. And people are like, you gringo, that's not how you say that. And I'm like, that's literally how you say that. And then someone from the part of the country that the person is from, or is learning their Spanish from, is like, no, that's definitely how we say that here. I think one of my favorite one of those is when Manny MUA was saying pero, but with an exaggeration. So it was like pero. So he rolled his R too much, and the difference between the two is but and dog. If you roll your R a bunch, it means dog. And people were like, blah, 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 blah. And then this other person was like, yeah, no, in my area, that's definitely how you exaggerate that, and no one gets it confused. What is your problem? And it's like, that's good. Right? The best way for me to, like, do things is to just talk to my cats in Spanish. Like, I ask them, are you hungry? Do you need food? Do you have food? All in Spanish. So it helps to, like, practice on them. And then I get more comfortable. My favorite thing, though, is my husband is much better at Spanish than I am. He grew up with a lot of Mexican people or people from other places. He hasn't told me if he knew people from other places. But yeah, he grew up around a lot of Spanish, and he's freakishly good at languages. So sometimes he'll, like, correct me, and I'm like, no, you're fucking wrong. And then I'll go look it up, and I'm right, and I'm like, guess what? Fuck you. So that's always fun. We recently did that with verdad, because I was like, truth. And he was like, no, it's this other word. And I'm like, no, it isn't. That is not how you would say that. You're full of crap. Because he was ahead of me in his Duolingo lessons. And then I got that same thing, and I checked the comments section, which is super helpful. And people were like, no. That is how you say that, but in this context, it's verdad. And I was like, eat my dick. Because, you know, healthy relationships are based on telling each other to eat your dick. That came out wrong. Oh, I'm so close. Are my nails dry? Oh, my nails are dry. That means I can go take a shower. So smelly. But yeah, conversational any language is extremely hard to practice unless you have someone to practice with. And it's hard. It's hard to find someone who has a high enough level of fluency to correct you if you're wrong, but also isn't going to be a dick about it. Because then you get all whatever. That's my other favorite thing that Europeans like to boast about is like, well, Europeans are bilingual, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I mean, we're working on it. Considering the lack of intersectionality, like, there's so many people that speak English that you can practice your English, right? But, I mean, it used to be. It's getting, more and more mixed, not mixed, more and more common to find people, like, say, in your school, if you're younger, who speak Spanish fluently and natively, so you can, it just makes it so much easier to get, like, the flow of it, and it's easier to get, Spanish television, which is, like, I feel like it's essential in learning a language. Also getting, like, advertisements. I really wish that I would stop getting German advertisements because it does not help my German. But yeah, the more, like, casual exposure you get, the easier it is to keep and maintain fluency in a language. And that's something that for a long time we just didn't have in the US, or at least in my part of the US. Which is weird because I consider Colorado to have a fairly large Spanish-speaking community. But it definitely took a very long time for, you know, Spanish to take hold. Casual Spanish. The one thing that I used to love doing to my coworkers when I was older and had a job was they would be like swearing up a blue streak, and I'd be like, dude, manager's gonna be real mad if he hears you saying stuff like that. And now I realize that it was a dick move, but back then I thought it was pretty funny. And they'd be like, you speak Spanish? And I'm like, no. I only know the bad words, obviously. And then, like, basic stuff. You sometimes take people's orders in Spanish. That's, like, the only thing I ever remember from a language is the food. Because I am a fat baby. Or a foodie, whichever floats your boat. Oh, I'm starting to get whatever that word is, sloppy. Oh, the other thing that's really fun is when an older person teaches you Spanish and then you talk to a younger person in Spanish, sometimes they don't understand what you're, like, the slang that you're using. Right? That's ridiculous. It's a good one. This is the best one. 16 anuses. That is the worst thing when you say something that's obviously, like, you obviously messed up and they're like, "Kiki, Kiki." You're like, shut up! Just let me live, man! Let me live! But you can't. There's no living. 16 anuses. Anyway, so for anyone watching this, you can't see the things, but this person's talking about how they learned their Spanish from Chile, and how their worst Spanish mix-up is años instead of años, and años means anus, and años means years, and they got them mixed up and said that someone had 16 anuses. It's a really good mess up. I like that one a lot. Okay. And check. I'm not mad about this. So, yeah. Unless you think I should add anything, maybe, because I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bat in the H and a spider on the T and a little spider web in the G. If you think that I should add some more to this or anything else, I think this is nearly done. And then I'm going to scan it into my computer and see what I can clean up. And how the lines are, and if the lines aren't great, I will go back and clean them up a little bit. But that's the struggle. The first piece that I scanned into, the first sketch that I scanned into Photoshop ended up having too much detail to it, and I couldn't reconcile the two together, and it was incredibly frustrating. So it's possible that I will have to continue doing this by hand. And I am not going to scan that tonight, probably. I don't know, I might. Ah, no! Tell me. No, can you tell me? Blah, 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 is someone like me? And that has to be one of the top worst fucking things, is being 25 years old and still remembering that Peter fucking Gabriel song from Tarzan. I don't like Peter Gabriel, I don't like that song, that movie's whatever, but guess I'm just gonna remember it 15 years later. I have no idea when Tarzan came out, and I've maybe seen it once. Maybe twice. Or I saw it like 8,600 times. I don't know, I can't remember. Like I said earlier, I lose memories a lot. Which is why I love social media. Because it's like, hey, remember this? And I'm like, oh fuck, yeah! Wasn't that cool? There, that's better. I love this teeny tiny thing. 16 anuses. Nah, that's just, now that I've said it enough, it sounds like a weird porn. Like a weird porn version of 16 candles. I really wish my brain wasn't like this. I mean, it's usually not. Most of the time, I have a couple more hours of sleep behind me, but not today. And I had a migraine for most of the day, so I didn't get anything done. It sucked. Oh, the other fun thing about the difference between, I guess, American Spanish and European Spanish is that European Spanish has a pretty serious lisp to it. And it's really fun. I definitely enjoy speaking European Spanish when possible. I didn't actually realize that until I had a physical therapist from Spain, and she said, estreches. And I almost started crying because I was trying so hard not to laugh, because I thought it was so amazing. And also I was pretty messed up on pain meds because I was in a car accident. She's like, remember to do your stretches. I was like, not going to, probably. But thank you for that gift. Yeah, it's a little bit more of a crisp one to it. Oh! Funny enough, I don't live terribly far from Spain, but we still haven't gone there. For a long time, we just didn't really see the point. But then I remembered that I can't remember, I think it's in Barcelona, but those like weird, super wavy, surreal buildings are there, and I kind of want to see those. And also, you know, what's that thing? Pastries. Like, Germany has damn good pastries. It's probably the only food that they do that doesn't make my taste buds sad. This is only because I have a allergy to garlic and onions. So every time I eat the food, my body's like gonna die, right? And I also like a lot of spice. And not even like heat necessarily, but just like a lot of flavors. And that's not a very German cuisine thing. My other favorite thing is about having lived over here is there is a pretty large Anglophile following or community. No, it's not a community. Presence. People who are just real fucking into America. And the thing that they're most into is like Route 66 and cowboys. So whenever people are like, blah, 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 what would an American-themed thing be? McDonald's? I'm like, okay, there is a fuck ton of McDonald's all over the world. Yes, it was founded in America, but the rest of the world has graciously accepted it because McDonald's is delicious. I don't care what anyone says. And it's very unfortunate that so many people have had to turn to it as a staple instead of a treat. And that makes me very angry, but whatever. But yeah, like, there are American-themed places here, and they are Route 66 and cowboys. And I'm like, okay, alright, that's fine. Sometimes you'll talk to those kind of older German men. Corazón! Mi corazón! Can't even. I actually kind of prefer it. Like, it's easier to do. Especially if you can't roll your R's. I can roll my R's, like, it's like a 50-50 chance that I'll be able to do it. So that is definitely easier with that. Mi corazón. Yes, dear. I actually need to remind my spouse that he can just speak with a Spanish accent and everything will be okay. Because he can't roll his R's because he's like the little piece, the little membrane that connects your tongue to the bottom of your mouth. His is like really long, so he doesn't have the r to do it. And it frustrates him a lot. And I'm like, calm the fuck down. Just fix it. And he didn't get it fixed when he was a kid because his dad is an absolute dildo. He was like, I don't want my son to have a lisp. And there's a small chance that getting a surgery to correct that would give him a lisp. And I'm like, oh, why though? Just let your son be mutated because you don't want him to have a lisp. Whatever, man. That's always an adventure. I was learning about your spouse's family and being like, oh my god, why? Especially if you are super conservative or super liberal. I'm super liberal and his family is pretty conservative. And I've never gotten any grief from any of them, which I really appreciate that they're pretty chill towards me. So they have that going for them. Like some of them will go on like rants and stuff, but it's never directed towards me. So I'm just like, whatever. Mi corazón. Man, I really want to listen to Spanish radio now. Not a Spanish, like Spanish. Oh man, and like the whole Despacito becoming really popular has been like so uncomfortable because you're like, that is a very dirty song. I don't know if you guys know, but really don't know if this should be on the radio. And then you have, or if you're like, you have busted Spanish like I do, you're like, I don't totally know what's going on, but I know that a little bit slowly probably sounds really, really, really uncomfortable. Like, sounds very graphic. Fudge. Oh, I ruined it. Well, guess I just have to go jump in a lake. Actually, I don't know if there's any lakes nearby. And then this part's just... I'm gonna come back tomorrow and be like, why, what? How did I mess something up so badly? It was actually really, really funny. I did a, what are those things called? A fucking skyline. A skyline of Denver. Well, absolutely fucking drunk off my ass. And I came back the next day and I was expecting it to be just garbage. But it wasn't. It was fine. I was really impressed with myself. I am not one of those people that gets like real messed up and thinks that I'm doing something great and then comes back and it's like a stick figure. But I've definitely seen it happen a lot, and I'm like, no, none of that. And now I can't stop saying Despacito over and over again. It's fine. That's probably one of my favorite things about Spanish, is how you can add ito or ita to the end of anything and make it like small. I haven't figured out if you can do that with big, which is annoying. I have to look it up. And I'm pretty sure you can do it with literally any word. And I do, often. I call my cats mijitas. My little daughters. Alright, I'm going to have to stop before I mess anything up. But this is the current result. And I'm pretty happy with it. We'll see how it scans, and yeah. It's good. I'm probably going to add more highlights to the Goths to make it a little more Edward Gorey, scritchy kind of style. But, or Tim Burton, I guess. I don't know. I'm mad at Tim Burton, and I always will be. I have not heard basically any Spanish songs since I was 15. and I didn't understand anything that they were saying other than, like, my heart. I think that's all I really remember, and I don't know why I didn't listen to more Spanish radio when I was in the States. But I regret not listening to more. But yeah, I think that's like a big reason why I'm pretty excited to head back to the US at some point in the next, I don't know, year or so. Because I miss spicy ass food. I miss spicy ass, like, I don't know, there's just something specific about Mexican food. That just has this certain fucking thing. And I think that you have to import Mexican spice, because, like, there's a lot of, I bought cumin from, that sounds dirty. They asked me, on the topic of super dirty Spanish songs, have you ever heard Molotov's, Guacala que rico, which I don't know what guacala means. I think I'm saying that right. I don't remember how to say G's. Yeah, it's a G. Okay, but I know that que rico is, you know, how rich, but it can also mean, like, it's kind of a slang way to describe someone who's attractive. You'd be like, I have not figured out the difference between el and el. I think it's el, which means he. El que rico, like, how sassy is he? Sorry about that accent if it was offensive. That's just, it's just my accent. I picked it up from the person who taught me Spanish. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, lo siento. No, I have not heard that. Oh, I got another friend. Hello, new friend. You've missed most of it. I feel, okay, so spider webs, bats, a pumpkin? No, that's Halloween. I get Goth and Halloween confused when I'm tired. Don't judge me. Dragons? No. No, not Hoth. No Hoth motifs right now. Does it mean more swirl? I think it needs more swirl. No, what's goth? Goth fashion, there we go. Or goth subculture? Too old. Why do you fight me? Really? How do you spell that? That is a person, not a motif! Bloodsetter! Ugh. My voice is starting to get worn out, and it's doing that thing where it just, like, cuts out and randomly goes high or low. Vampires. I'm not really cool with the, like, religious symbology. You're a goth subculture. That is the dumbest thing I've ever fucking read. I miss the top hats and tailcoats, not the half-naked ladies in miniskirts. Ew. It's called Death Rock, you penis. Oh, I hate everything. Too old and tired. Okay, we've got Susie. No! Oh my god, I love this so much! Look at this medieval goth. Oh, you can't see it. Hold on, there you go. Oh, I love that. There's not enough medieval goth inspired stuff. And I'm actually allowed to say these days, because it was popular in the 90s, and then it moved more towards Victorian and you know, the further we got into the 2000s, with the whole steampunk thing, and that thing that Marilyn Manson did with the obscene video. Ugh. Spiderwebs. Man, that is a pretty serious ungoth confession I have, is I still haven't seen The Hunger. I'm very bad about seeing goth movies. The swirly boobs. Trinity isn't a motif. So it's a bone. I can put a bone somewhere. Bones? Bones are good. Oh yeah. Oh, so itchy. Ugh. So unfortunately, I completely missed World Goth Day, and I wanted to do like a video talking about that and my experience with bullying, because I was alternative, different, goth, whatever, which my other ungoth confession, I literally got bullied maybe once or twice for the way I dressed. I don't know, like, most people were just scared of me. They were, like, literally too scared to talk to me, so they were too scared to bully me. The only time that I got, like, any shit was this one guy mistakenly, which I think he was trying to make fun of me for being emo, because he didn't know the difference between goth and emo, because you know the early 2000s. So he quoted that Hawthorne Heights song at me that's like, cut my wrists and black my eyes. And since I was too busy being fucking goth, I had no idea what he was talking about. So I was like, what are you talking about, Billy? Because his name was Billy. And I knew him. And I was like, get off my dick, man. I didn't actually say that. I was like, what are you talking about, Billy? Get out of my way. Don't make me stomp on you, because I was wearing my big platforms. And he was like, you know, like the song. And I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about. I literally have no idea what song that is. He's like, that emo song. And I'm like, Billy, you're more emo than I am, because you've heard that song. I have not. Please let me out. And he was just like, his bullying boner was just like, pfft. And I never got shit at that school again. That was nice. I got some offhand comments at my Montessori school that, like, were more annoying than hurtful. There's this one girl that kept talking about how she grew out of, yeah, I went through my goth phase too, and I'm like, you're a year older than me? And fuck you. Even though I really liked her, and she was generally pretty cool. She was like, yeah, I'm over my goth phase, and I try really, like, we're friends now, and she's definitely into the darker, more spookier style, and I'm like, guess you didn't grow out of your goth phase, because I'm not that petty right now. But I genuinely think about bringing that up, because it was fucking, like, it was mean. It was mean to say, and it was super annoying, because everyone's always like, it's a phase, and I'm like, I don't care. Honestly, like, it's because it's something that I grew up with. I was like, it's just been part of my life forever. It's not something I accidentally stumbled upon. So it's sort of just like, you know, part of the fabric of my existence. Sure, phase. And then one of my teachers used to kind of make fun of me for being so dark. And I'm like, I'm sorry, this is just literally how my brain's wired. And I actually, she was like, and we were close, and we had a rapport, because Montessori schools are super close, and you get pretty friendly with your teachers, or, yeah, friendly, I think that's the right word, and she was talking about, like, you'll grow out of this weird morbid phase you're in, and I was like, And I was like, I've literally always been this way. I've always been this way. And and I was like, I've been morbid since I was a fetus. And then I just started screaming morbid fetus. Not screaming, but like slightly above talking level. And laughed so hard I cried because I had serious problems in high school. Like, my brain was not myelinated, and also I probably had a couple undiagnosed illnesses. That definitely messed my brain up a little. And so, like, that sort of criticism from someone I respected so much hurt a little bit, but really not enough to, like, upset me. And now I'm 25 and I'm like, about everything, so, you know. And sometimes, honestly, people either completely ignore my existence or they annoy the fuck out of me, but people generally aren't, like, mean. I used to have pastel hair, but it wasn't, like, all the way pastel, so maybe that's what this old guy was talking about. But I was at a farmer's market, and he was, like, made an effort to get my attention, because, like, at a farmer's market, if you think about looking at something, the person is, like, descends upon you. And I'm not into that. I had and have social anxiety. It's lessened so much, but I ignored him, and then he was like, went out of his way, and he was like, I was in Georgia, so I'm giving him a shitty southern accent. I can't do a male Georgia accent. It's not a skill that I have. He's like, you need to make up your mind about what hair color you're going to have your hair. And I was like, how dare you speak to me? But instead I said, oh, it grows in like this. And he's like, what? No, it didn't. I'm like, yeah, I'm part unicorn on my dad's side. And his wife was laughing so hard, she was crying. Actually, literally, I made this strange woman laugh so hard she cried. Because I don't know why she didn't stop him. Because that was so fucking rude. Like, get off my dick! Your pussy's like the Sahara! But it definitely diffused the... And I think that's part of the reason why people I never got bullied, was because I didn't react to it in a way that was satisfying to them. Because I didn't get upset. I didn't get bitchy. I just said something like, I made a joke, or was like, yeah, definitely, for sure. And I was like, that's not what I wanted. I'm like, of course not! I'm not gonna give you what you want. You're a poo! And I deal with everything with humor. But yeah, having colorful hair in a small southern town is an adventure. Mostly people just really liked it, and I'd have everyone ask, like, how'd you do it? And I'm like, literally how you do hair. You bleach it, and then you put something else on top of it. It's not that hard. There's literally a Sally's in town. I grew up in a town that didn't have a Sally's. Figure it out. There's the internet. I got people saying that all the time, like, how'd you do your hair? How'd you do your hair? And I'm like, I'm at Applebee's to have dinner. I'm not going to explain the process of dyeing your hair to you. You have to bleach it, but it depends on your hair. So I just got to the point, and I'm like, ask the girls at Sally's. Trying to check out my groceries. Oh God, and in the same town, there's this guy who's checking us out at Walmart, like helping us with the self-checkout thing. And I don't remember if he literally said to my husband, I bet she's fun in bed, or if he just said, I bet she's fun. But I was like, that's one of, like, the top 20 most inappropriate things that has ever been said to me, and it was in a Walmart checkout line. Oh my god, what's happening? And both of us were like, what? Because that's our other reaction, is just bafflement. Like, I don't understand what you're saying at all. And he usually throws people off. But he's like, I didn't mean it, like, I'm so sorry. And I was like, it's okay, man. It was just really weird to say. And yeah, so I'm honestly pretty concerned about moving back, because we are gonna be living in Pensacola for a little bit, and I really wish we weren't. But I don't know, it should be okay, right? At least my hair is not a weird color. And I know I do have, like, regular ass people clothes. That's something that annoys the fuck out of me, is when goths are like, I don't even own jeans. And I'm like, that doesn't sound very practical. Do you just not do work that requires jeans? Because that's fine. It's just some of us need practical clothes, okay? Okay. But yeah, it's like, ugh. My top. What am I top? Shits that goth says. It just drives me fucking insane. I'm like, shut up, who cares? Why don't you just dress normal? The proper response to that is, well, probably the same reason that you don't dress goth. Because most people are like, and this is my favorite thing, is when I ask people, well, why don't you dress goth? They're like, well, the style just doesn't suit me. And I'm like, you've answered your own question. Or someone asked me, it was my German coworker, who I don't know, this sounds bad, but I have a lot of experience with autism. So I do know, I am familiar with autistic people. So I don't know if she was just German, or if she was a little autistic, but she said some pretty nosy, weird shit, and I was like, what the fuck? Or like rude stuff. She's like, I just wanted to get back to my job and finish my fucking work, but they wanted us to go to this opening of this stupid fucking store in the mall. I worked at a mall, and it was a dumb fucking store, and a guy who I did not know was our boss asked us, he literally asked and said, do you guys want to go to the opening of this? And I was like, do I have to? And she gave me so much shit, like, she was mad at me because of it. And I was like, dude, I just want to get back to my job. I want to do my work. And then another department, the clothes department, I worked in makeup. They were having a really hard time getting all their stuff out and, like, doing all their shit. And they kept, like, asking us for help, which is fine. But also, I need to get back to my work. Like, our section doesn't stock itself, and people do actually buy makeup at our store, okay? Like, I see people buying more makeup than they do clothes. So, you know, whenever they would ask me, I'd be like, I mean, if you desperately need it. And she got so pissed at me for that. She's like, we help each other out. And I'm like, then why aren't the people from clothes in my section helping me stock shit? We're missing 2 of our vendors, and I'm having to stock shit that I don't know where it goes. And it takes me my entire shift to try to stock this. And every time I go out there, people are like, do you have this? Do you have this? Is this coming in? Is the blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, so I was pretty fucking annoyed with her. And that's pretty much when we stopped talking entirely. I was like, maybe we can be friends. And then she did that, and I was like, we cannot be friends because fuck that shit. No. I don't like being questioned. You know, I generally have a lot of reasons why I'm doing something. And if it's like work related. I put a lot of thought into work. My personal life, I don't know. Spending money, I don't know. because I need it. Yeah, so I don't remember what the point of that story was. But I think that I am going to sign off, so thanks for hanging out with me. Special shout out to the person that I got to chat with. It was really cool. I really enjoy when people do the thing. When people chat with me. It makes it feel a lot more engaging. Even though only 2 people were watching, it still makes it a little bit more worth it. And also, it was nice to get this, you know, to a point where I can start working on it digitally. Feel free to leave any criticisms or helpful hints, or if you think I should change anything, feel free to let me know in the comments down below. If you're watching this later, I won't necessarily take it, but I always appreciate input and different stuff. And if it's something stupid like, I don't know, something racist or whatever, no, none of that. That's obviously not going to work. But if it's design input, if you would like to give me design input, I am open to it. And feel free to leave it in the comments down below. It'd be super cool if you would let me know if this is something that you would like to own, or if there are other subcultures that you think would appreciate this sort of thing. But yeah, I added a little spiral. Yeah, but I hope you enjoy, and thanks for watching. All right, bye. Or bye in a minute, because I can never remember how to stop these streams. No, it's not that one. It's not extensions. Okay, goodbye for real. Thanks for chatting with me. Bye!